Welcome back, Nerd Nation. We have a very special guest today, one I've been looking forward to for a long time. So my wife, Amber, is joining us today. So welcome, Amber.
Thank you.
So I've had this planned for a while, and you've known about it. And so you've been nervous, and I've been poking at you a little bit. And until last night, right? I want to share that story. So you've said you were nervous and weren't sure you're going to do it. And I've kind of taken advantage of that. And last night I'm like, well, I control the whole thing because I'm asking the questions. And
you always think you control it.
Yeah. And then you're like, yeah, but I have all the answers. And I was like, okay, now I'm a little nervous. So
you should be.
Yeah. Well, welcome. So I want people to get to know me a little bit, but also
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yes, yeah. I very much know that. So I'll be very careful at what questions I ask.
You should.
So since last night, I've been nervous for this whole recording. So, so one of the cool things that, I don't think a lot of people know is that I actually met you, knocking doors. So I was out on a summer program and you fell in love with me.
I mean, that's what your story is.
Yeah.
But.
So I want you to tell my story then.
Okay. Do you want me to?
Yeah. So tell us how that all happened.
Okay. So I'm from a small town in Snowflake, and I mean, it's small. And there was a singles ward for our church, and there was new guys at the singles ward. And that was pretty exciting because it's a very small town. And I had a knock on the door. I still lived at home, and there was a knock at my door.
Hold on, let's go back a little bit.
Where?
So there were new guys in town. Like, I was the hit of the whole town, right?
You were.
Right.
In fact, I got warned I wasn't allowed to talk to you because you were already taken.
I just wanted everyone to know that.
Right.
So, yes. Okay,
I'm going to let you have that. It's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there was a knock at my door, and my mom answered it, and it was actually his little brother.
My brother.
Mm-hmm. And he was selling Living Scriptures, and my mom kind of immediately was like, no, we're not going to do that. And Nick was like, well, I'll actually bring my manager with me and come back and just give me one more chance at it. And my mom said, yeah. So they came back, and Eric came back, and I was actually late for work and ended up being very late for work because it's true. I fell in love immediately. And so I didn't want to leave for work, and my parents weren't going to buy because it was extremely expensive, and they had 6 kids at home.
But I was a really good salesman.
He actually was in this instant.
I was good.
He was a pretty good salesman.
Smooth.
Yeah, it's true. And so I ended up convincing my dad that we needed all of the Living Scriptures. They paid on them for like 6 years.
Yeah. Oh, he reminded me every month for 6 years.
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
He's like, normally I get rid of something when my daughter gets married, but in this case, I'm still paying for it. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, so. It's true. And then I actually did. I had several people from the singles ward girls that were like, hey, that Eric Thomas, he's mine. And I was like, we will see.
But what's interesting is I was really focused. Like I was at a point where...
Can't focus when I'm in your path.
True. But you're pretty shy normally.
Uh-huh.
And I was, I wasn't showing any interest. I was like literally first time managing. So I was really focused. I had my brother out there. I felt really responsible. And so it took a little while for
you, for sure.
For me,
it definitely did for you. It didn't take me any time.
and then, we just hung out so much and pretty soon.
Well, let's be clear. Nick kept inviting me to hang out.
Yeah. So
you weren't inviting me.
Well, we would always see each other. And then he actually went home for, to get his wisdom teeth pulled out. Mm-hmm. And so he was home for a week and you and I spent a lot more time because there was a married couple there. And so we just ended up hanging out a lot. And pretty much after that, like you would go out with me to work. Like we were pretty much inseparable after that.
And you always sold. Never once did you not sell when I was with you.
But
we know that was because I was with you.
Yeah. Okay. My success is 100% because of you.
I know.
Which is true, but not like you think. But cool. And then, so we actually met during the summer. So I was going to school. So you lived here in Arizona in Snowflake, and I was going to BYU. And so at the end of the summer, your whole family and the entire town
Thought
hated
we were
me.
supposed to be getting married.
Yeah, because we weren't married at that point.
And we had only dated 2 months.
Yeah, and everyone was like, he's using you. He's a piece of crap. And
He's from Idaho.
He's from Idaho.
We don't know him.
And so I kind of got a little irritated and
Ran away.
Well, it basically said, listen, I'm going back to school, but I'd like to continue dating, but I'm not going to date long distance. So if you want to date me, then move to Utah. And you did.
Yes, I did.
And again, you were madly in love with me.
Madly in love.
Followed me wherever I went.
It's the only sell in your life that mattered.
So did I sell you or did you sell me?
I feel like it was both ways because I definitely had to make the first move, which was me selling you because you were not going to do it. So I definitely had to do that.
Hey, but once I know I want something, I go get it. So.
Well, I told you wanted it. But yeah.
But happily ever after since.
Yes, for
4
sure.
kids and, yeah, cool. So one of the things that I wanted people to understand is what's it been like to be married to a salesman? Like, we'll get to N.E.R.D in just a minute. And don't worry, I made sure that she wasn't going to say, I'm just kidding, you're not going to say anything bad.
I know. What are we filtering out?
No. So I've always been self-employed, never worked for a company, and there's, goods and bads. So I know probably the hardest thing for you with N.E.R.D has been the freedom, because I'm kind of a workaholic, and if there's work to do, I'll do it, and there's lots of work to do, so I'm always working. But
yes,
the plus side of it is just the financial freedom and
the truth is, it's been that way our whole marriage, whatever job you're doing.
Yeah.
So that's not N.E.R.D specific.
True.
That's you specific.
Well, what's fun is, we're getting ready to launch a huge summer program, and that's what, we kind of grew up together in our marriage doing the summer program, and
Yep.
it was hard. How many moves did we do in our first?
In our first 6 years, we had 4 kids and moved 13 times.
Yeah.
So it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. And we moved states.
Mm-hmm.
We moved, it wasn't just moving apartments, but it was moving states and
Yep.
then coming back and having to find a new place. And
Yep.
so what's been your favorite place where we've lived?
I honestly think our very first house together is still my number one. I loved that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's my favorite.
A lot of memories there.
Mm-hmm.
Falling downstairs.
Yeah, those are my favorite. In fact, I have a story I want to tell on that.
No.
I'm going to go ahead and tell it.
So hold on.
No,
I want
I'm
to
gonna
tell
go ahead
this.
and
So
tell it.
Brianne,
Yes.
our payroll, for those of you who don't know, is Brianne and Amber are best friends.
Best friends and cousins.
And so, Brianne lived with us. It was during the summer. Well, you can tell a story.
I think I better.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm really embarrassed about this story.
So Eric used to travel all the time, and at one point in time, he was supposed to be gone. So I went to Snowflake to visit my family because I was pregnant and had
All summer
babies.
you'd go all summer
Yeah, I'd
either
go to
to
your
Idaho.
families and my families, and you were supposed to be gone, so I wasn't worried about it. And you ended up flying home early, so it was just you and Brianne in the house, and
Because
so,
Brianne lived with us.
Yeah, because Brianne lived with us. So you guys both had locked yourselves in your rooms, and you snuck out to go downstairs and fell down the stairs.
With this house, you got to understand, it was like this
Steep stairs.
It's just one of these little stick homes,
Yeah. And so Brianne pokes her head out the door and is like, Eric?
Well, it hurt.
Yeah,
like
there
I
was a
fell
big
down
fall.
the stairs. Like I was wearing socks and it was on carpet and it just slipped and I went boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And her room was right there, so she heard everything.
Yes, it was right next to the stairs.
And I knew she did, so I jump up and I run around the corner and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Broken.
I am broken.
Yeah, and Brianne's like,
She-
Eric?
She peeks her head out like, Eric? And I'm like,
I'm okay.
I'm all right.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. However, there's another one, and I'm going to tell it on Brianne. She'll forgive me later.
Oh, I don't know if Brianne will forgive
I
you
feel
on
like
this.
there's a couple, and she'll forgive me.
I don't know. Well, since Brianne's N.E.R.D family, I'm
I
going
feel
to
like they
allow
need
it.
told.
Yeah, so
I think they need told. So
she's getting so
I
mad
know,
right now.
I know. So she watched the kids for us so we could go out one night, and we came home. And Brianne's awesome. Anything she does 1,000,000%. And we came home and she had literally like done my dishes and swept them up the floors. And we surprised her when we came in. It scared her. And so we opened the door and she was mopping and the floor was wet. And she literally she just flew through the air and slammed down on her back so hard.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Like we were like,
she's a Superman fan. She loves Superman, and she went.
Terrible.
She
and
went
I
flying.
laughed. I'm a terrible friend.
Yes, you are.
Laughed. I don't know what to do. And then another time we had the neighbors. We had a big Rottweiler, and our neighbor had this horrible lab. What was it? A lab? It was, right?
No, that was Shane's.
No, we had that one too. So we had Eric's boss's lab that he couldn't take care of because it was destroying everything. So I was like, oh, I'm going to take care of this dog.
Yeah, we're going to get into animals in just a minute because everyone knows about you and your animals.
Yeah, but see, I remember this different. But then when Brienne reminded me of this, I realized it really happened her way, which is we went outside one night and all three of those dogs were in our big backyard. And they were really aggressive and crazy because they'd all been playing.
Lots of energy.
Yeah. And so Brianna and I went to go inside because we were scared. And they came hauling after us so fast. We were diving through the sliding glass door. And I'm shutting the door on Brienne. I'm so dang scared. I can't get away. Her legs are laying on the ground, all laid out, trying to get away from me.
You locked her out.
I'm a terrible friend. I really am. I don't know. I was scared.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that she is still your friend. And
I mean,
yeah,
she loves me.
give her a raise, Brian. She deserves it.
She probably really does. She works with Eric.
Yes. I will say that I make Brianne's job harder. I do, because she does payroll. And so every week I have to call her and tell her about my mistakes.
Yeah, don't mess with my friendship, babe.
Yeah, usually last minute too. So sorry, Brianne, I do love you. But cool. So animals. I want to talk about animals because everyone always teases me because I grew up on a dairy farm. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if people knew that. So I grew up on a dairy farm, and dairy farm life is not fun.
I mean, it depends who you're talking to.
Well, it wasn't fun growing up because, especially around holidays, because all of our farmhand would always take holidays off. So Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we were always
doing all the work on those days.
Double the work on those days because our Christmas mornings were always.
I just love that you're leading right into the fact that I sell you. But continue. Go ahead.
I forgot. Yeah, I'm supposed to sell you. But so I grew up on a dairy farm, and one of the things that, when we moved off of the farm, I literally swore that I would never own animals because,
How did that work out?
Hold on. All my guys are losing faith in me now as a salesman.
I told you should be scared having me on here.
I taught you how to be I'm a good teacher. I taught you how to be a good
whatever
salesman.
you need to tell yourself.
Yeah. So I grew up on a farm, swore I'd never own an animal, and then married you.
You're so lucky.
How many chickens do you have right now?
I think I have 49 right now.
And I had it down to 12.
I mean, you did. I think you brought the coyotes and raccoons in.
I did. And
I took care of it. It's fine.
So we got up to 53, went down to 12.
We got up to 64.
Oh, 64.
Yeah, went down to 12 in like a 4-week period.
How many of these chickens have names?
I mean, my favorites.
Okay.
Just my favorites.
So 59?
Nope, just 5 of them.
5 of them.
Yeah. I mean, 3 of them have the same name, which is Rooster.
And here's what I love is the fact that you're like, I promise, Eric, you will never have to do anything with the animals. I will always
see how I sell you. Do you see how I sell you?
And then every other week you're gone for a day and you're like, hey, just do all the animals.
Can you just take care of things?
I'm like, yeah, I'll feed them. And you're like, no, you have to collect the chickens at night and tuck them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure all is well.
Dang, I did get sold.
I know. I
babe. Just realized that.
You're not understanding. You're always getting sold by me.
Why did I invite you?
Because you love me.
All right. So what other animals do you have?
I have my wild Mustang Paisley, and she's awesome. She really is. We got her from the BLM, and she's my heart horse. My only real horse that I've ever had besides our little miniature that we got for our daughter.
And it's not a pony, it's a horse.
Yeah, she's a miniature horse. She is not a pony. She'd have to be an inch taller to be considered a pony.
Yes.
She's a miniature horse, and she's perfect. She's a silver dapple, and she has a white mane. Well, not quite white, but really pretty mane. And then she's really dark with spots on her. And then like right now, because it's winter, she is as fluffy as can be in dark brown.
She looks like a bear.
She's perfect. I love her so much. And then
we have a bear roaming our pasture.
Yeah, she's awesome. And they're both really, really sweet. And then I have my miniature goat who's honestly like a devil from hell.
The meanest animal there is.
And her eyes are goat eyes, so it's kind of scary, but she's white with bright blue eyes, and she's also perfect.
I think I'm going to gift wrap her and send her to Dallas.
It's a no. She's going to stay forever. And then we have 4 cats, Blue and Tiny and Lois and Clark. Clark's a girl, but we thought it was a boy, but we stuck with the name. And then I have my dog, Maserati. We call Mozzie, and she's a giant schnauzer. And then we just got Polly. Her name's Pollyanna. Nobody likes the name, but I do, and that's all that matters, so that's her name.
Dang, you did win that one, too.
She's perfect. Yeah, she's an Old English sheepdog poodle mix, and she's amazing.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And that's it, though, right? We're done?
I mean, we're never done. Don't even worry. It's going to continue from here.
So that's why I need everyone to go out there and sell a lot, because I've got a lot more animals that I have to buy.
Yep.
Oh. All right. So tell us a little bit about, or tell N.E.R.D a little bit about our family. So how many kids do we have? Where are they at?
Okay.
And how amazing I am.
I mean,
just
I'll
give the
make
whole
sure I
spectrum.
put a few of those in there.
Yes,
okay.
That'd be great.
So we got married, and in our first 4 years of marriage, we had 4 kids. And we have Braden.
Would she like, oh, dang, you are a salesman. Because we got married
and
under the
it was going to be 2 years to wait.
We were going to wait 2 years.
Between. Babe, I'm telling you, you're going to see a lot of things
holy
today.
Cow. And then like a week after we were married, she's like, honey, I'm like, what?
We need a baby.
I don't want to wait anymore. And I'm like, fine.
See?
Dang.
Yeah. So
hold on. Really, really good salesmen are usually the hard or the easiest to sell, right? That's what I'm.
Oh, so you must be a really good salesman.
I must be an amazing salesman.
It's not, because I'm crafty.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All right. Go ahead.
So Braden was our first, and he just turned 21, and he just got home from his mission for our church, and he's dating a girl named Grace, who we love, and he's actually in Kentucky right now, but he's living in Utah. They both live in Utah. He's starting UVU. She goes to UVU. And he just started working for where?
Well, we're trying to
get him for N.E.R.D.
Yeah, but when he started looking for
stubborn.
jobs,
he definitely doesn't get that from me.
We didn't have a program, yeah. Oh, please.
And then our next one is Haley, and she's a really successful photographer. She's 19.
Travels all over.
Travels everywhere. People, fly her in
Which
to all
sucks
kinds of
as a
places.
dad
It
when
scares me so much.
Yeah, you're 19-year-old, 18.
She's 19.
She's not. Holy crap.
She's 19.
She's
but she
traveling all over alone.
With all kinds of people that she's only met online.
Yeah.
I'm so dang proud of her, and
she usually takes someone
She
with
does
her.
pretty good, yeah, and she really does work hard to make sure that she knows everything that's going on. But I'm a worrier, and so but I'm so dang proud of her. And then her business is called Captured by Haley. Can I put that in there right now?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, a little plug for
a little plug for Haley.
Weddings.
Yeah, and she's fabulous at weddings.
No, she is very, very good.
Yeah, she's awesome. You should look at her stuff. And then my next one is Maddie Lynn, which her dad pronounces it Madeline. That's not her name.
It's Maddie Lynn. I know.
It's Maddie Lynn.
It's
yes.
when I get mad, it's Madeline.
Oh, that's rude, because
Well,
it's definitely
I'm mad
Maddie
a
Lynn. Whatever. And she just turned 18, and she and Haley live together in an apartment
Everyone
in
here
Utah.
knows Maddie.
Yeah,
she
Maddie's,
works here.
Oh, Maddie works here.
Yes.
Behind the scenes, because she works from home.
She's quiet.
She is.
But she is. She's a go-getter.
She is. She's awesome. When she
She's
wants
actually
something,
worked
she
here
goes
for
for it. Over a
lot.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going on a year and a half.
Mm-hmm. And then she's living in Utah. Her and Haley live together in an apartment there.
So one thing
super
about
cute.
Maddie is, or all my kids actually, is they're very, very independent.
Very independent and work really hard.
Yep.
When they want something, they go after it. I love it. And then our last is Sadie. She's 16. She still lives at home, and she definitely makes sure everyone knows she's the favorite child now.
Yep. She took my truck.
Yep. And she's awesome. She's really, really a go-getter as well. She's doing the EVIT program for cosmetology. And so she's a junior in high school. And so she gets up, and she has seminary in the morning. So she has to get up at a little before 5 and be to school by isn't it like 6:15 she has to be there?
Yeah.
And it's about a 15-minute drive. So, and she's really motivated. She does it all on her own, goes straight from school to EVIT and gets home around 5 each day. She's determined to get a job, and I'm saying it's a no. I miss her.
Yeah, so she's doing 2 schools right now and wants a job.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And anyways, she's trying to work me over, but I actually am the stubborn one, so it's probably not going to happen.
Cool. So isn't it funny and interesting that you talk about your animals before your kids?
I mean, you did that.
No.
You did that. I tried to bring them up earlier.
I set you up there, yes. I'm kidding. Cool. So just a couple questions for our N.E.R.D family. So I've worked for N.E.R.D for how long?
It's got to be 5 or 6 years.
Going on 6 years, 5.5 years.
Yeah.
In fact, you were just recognized at our Christmas party.
For dealing with you all this time.
For dealing
I mean, don't you think I should have been?
Yes, true.
Just kidding. I'm sorry. I tease really hard. Eric's fabulous. He's my favorite, and he knows it, so I can tease him.
Yes. And then what have you liked? What
About N.E.R.D?
Yeah.
Honestly, I like the people here. I like the environment. I love Babe and I love Brian. I think that they're good, honest, loyal people, and I find that's few and far between in life, and so I really admire that in a person, and I really like how they treat you. That's important to me, and so that's what I've liked.
And I've owned my own business, but I don't think I've ever enjoyed working for someone or doing something more than I've worked with. With these guys. So again, one last question for our N.E.R.D fam. What is your favorite quality about me, and what is your least favorite quality about me?
You're setting me up.
I just thought.
Honestly, it's easy for me. My most favorite quality in the world is that you're a big, soft teddy bear and kind to everyone. Oh boy. And my least favorite quality is that makes it to where you get all bottled up forever and then you explode.
But I never explode at home.
No, at N.E.R.D.
I do explode at home sometimes.
Every once in a while.
I have to apologize.
Yeah.
Who apologizes first, you or me?
Well, I always have, but I don't make very many mistakes.
Oh my gosh.
And so there's not a lot that needs to come from me.
So who's usually right?
I mean, me. I've always been right.
That is a lie. And you know that.
I'm getting older. I'm not right as often.
Yeah.
I'm still right most of the time.
The last 10,
I would say like 99% of the time, I'm still right. There's a little slippage going on, but 99% of the time, it's me.
All right. And then what's your expectations for N.E.R.D this year? Just a fun question to end on.
Well, I'm excited for them to start the summer program for sure.
Yeah.
I really am. And I think that a lot will come from that. Well, I guess that's what I know best too. And so I like that with the summer program, it's like a lot of success really fast. And because these guys know that they just have a few months to get it done. And so they work hard every day. Yep. And I like seeing that. I like seeing hard work.
And we need really good people in there, right?
Yeah, Braden.
Well,
we're going to have to make him listen to this.
Yes.
So he hears it. But no, I'm excited for that. But I'm also, I want to see N.E.R.D unify. Yeah. Everybody come together, from sales to ops to management to everybody coming together and unifying and uniting in a cause. That's what I want to see.
Because it's really interesting. So for the last, I would say 2 years, I feel like we've really built a solid foundation. Mm-hmm. So the first few years of N.E.R.D, we just grew too fast. Like we really did.
Fast, yeah.
And then when COVID hit, like we had a better year than I had anticipated. I mean, when COVID hit, I was like worried, but we actually ended really, really strong. Which
is awesome.
And then this last year, we didn't grow any. It was like we just kind of plateaued.
It kind of makes sense, though. Yeah. Things have been weird.
But it's time to really come together and just, we have the pieces.
I agree. That's what I think this year will bring. Yep. I think that's what this year will bring. Cool. I think a lot of the stresses and things that, I think they've been worked out now. And so it's easy to now just flow. It'll be good.
Awesome. And I don't come home and complain about N.E.R.D, do I?
I mean, never.
You totally just set me up there.
I mean, you asked. Mostly I ask, though, because I care. And so then you get to talk. And so I'm sorry, I just threw you under the bus. Mostly I ask. You're not a complainer. I told you. I'm going to throw some darts.
Yes. All right. Well, we better end, but I wanted everyone to get to know my lovely wife and what makes me a better man.
Oh, see,
and
you're
the
so nice.
person,
That's so
see,
rude
I
right
throw
now.
nice
That's so
stuff.
rude right
yes,
now.
I am the nice one in the relationship.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And you're not very decisive when we want to go eat.
I mean, I'm a girl.
Yeah, true.
It's hard.
But thanks for coming, Amber, and I'll have you on again.
Oh, I
think,
didn't scare you away.
Well, I'm going to be more prepared next time.
You
but
should be.
I wanted everyone to get to know the Thomases. So thanks for joining. And
Absolutely.
And we'll talk to you soon.